Welcome to Knights of the Roll Table. We are here for a very special episode that we are going to talk amongst ourselves. This is not going to be a story episode, but more of a remembering stories episode. Let's go around the table and introduce who's here and who's not here. And my name's Chris. I'll be your host for this.
Hey, this is Matt Messerman.
Hello, this is Carlos Guzman.
And Jeff Frank.
And I'm Jen Crespo.
And also at the table, we have an empty chair in honor of our friend Zach, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. And if you didn't see on social media, we kind of announced this, just on kind of subtly on our Instagram and mentioned it on one of the episodes that came out afterwards in rotation. So what we're going to do is just kind of, this is a remembrance episode and a reflection, sort of a celebration of Zach. We'll explain a little bit about what happened and share some favorite memories and how we all how this came to be and kind of what it meant to Zach as far as we can understand and kind of what the future holds. So Jeff has written a kind of a recap of sort of what happened to kind of set the stage of everything, and then we'll make it a little bit more casual after that.
Yeah. So sadly, on March 31st, Zach passed away from complications from kidney cancer. We all were and continue to be devastated from this loss, and it's been about a month. Zach Stones was a therapist, an improviser, a D&D fanatic, and a general nerd extraordinaire. More than that, he was a father and husband to a wonderful family. His wife, Hillary, his oldest, Emran, their son, Edward, and their youngest, Violet. Zach was diagnosed with kidney cancer in December of 2024. He shared that news with us, and at that time it was very painful, but there was hope for treatment. It was unusual because he had no risk factors or family history, and he was very young for the disease. Over the months, there were ups and downs, but he remained committed to this podcast. After the start of the year, his health took a turn. Zach's last performance and recording was at WonderCon in Anaheim, with all of us together. Only a few days later, surrounded by family, he passed away. It was shocking and saddening to have lost our friend so quickly. Being close to him, we spread the news to the dozens and dozens of friends and improvisers in San Diego that knew and loved him. Everyone was equally shocked and saddened. The loss to our little community of improvisers and goofballs is tremendous. So we meet here today to talk and commune with everybody here and share and remember Zach and his contribution to this podcast because he loved doing it so much and he loved D&D.
He did. Well said, Jeff. Thank you. He did love this show and love the group, and I don't think we realized how much until that last show when he showed up, and he was looking pretty thin, and he was in a wheelchair, and I looked at Matt or you, who was
Me.
I was like, is he gonna be okay to perform? Like, I was kind of like, I don't know, because we didn't know, at that point, and he was like, no, I want to do it, and after everything, like, his dad posted something and was like, this meant a lot to him. It really meant a lot to him to perform. I think he really he wanted to do this as kind of like one of the last big things that he did. It definitely meant a lot to him. So, I mean, this is one of those things, like, I was thinking about it. There's going to be a lot of big pauses.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, like, we have these adventures in D&D, and we're defeating dragons and, evil, and this was just one thing we couldn't defeat. But But just being together and gathering together as a group, and like getting this group of people together, I think meant a lot to all of us. And I'm grateful to have all of you guys as friends. And, you know, as silly as this podcast is, I think it means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I know that as I've kind of recollected, one of the things that I think about with Zach, you know, and the way that he kind of treated D&D, and you know, he was the one that wound up DMing our How to Play episode, and I know that it was so important to him, and I think everybody at this table, obviously, but like to make something where it really felt like there was a seat at the table for everybody. And you know, when I first started this podcast, you know, or when I with you guys, it was.
We didn't think you were going to make it.
It felt
this
very
far.
much like. Oh, sorry. There's going to be a lot of
Still
sobbing and
probationary.
snot. Welcome to the
Gotta
snot
insert little
episode.
snarky comments every once in a while to
Snottiest
keep
season
this,
yet.
That's
keep
just-
this
This is gonna be our snottiest episode yet. You know, my very heartfelt thing that I was in the middle of. Thank you, Daly. It's okay.
It's my defense mechanism.
No, but I like the whole mission when we, you know, really looked at starting this was like, hey, let's make a D&D podcast that you can have on with your kids, your friends, and to make it something that, you know, was going to be accessible to everybody, and not, you know, and not off-putting, and to really break down, hey, this is how simple it can be to walk in and start a D&D session. And like Zach DM'd that first How to Play episode, which to be honest is one of my favorite episodes. And every time I tell people about the podcast, I'm like, hey, you know, you, in addition to following along with this story, have this lovely little primer to just open this world to you and welcome you into it. And that's who he was. And it's just something I'm very proud of.
For some of us, it really goes back how long we've known Zach. And for me, I started doing improv in 2005 at the National Comedy Theater, and Zach was already on the team. And so adding all of that time up, aside from, you know, family, Zach is one of the friends that I've known and kept in contact with the longest. And through the entirety of doing improv and learning and growing with Zach, I think that's how all of us first, you know, got to know Zach, is through doing improv and sharing the stage with him.
So I know all of you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was such a great, because I was young. I was 19 years old when I started doing improv.
A wee Jeff.
A wee little.
And
me.
how old are you now, Jeff?
Undisclosed.
20 years later.
20 years later. So
No
do
frosted
some
tips
math.
anymore, and
It's coming back.
Is it?
It's gonna bring just maybe on
just
my
the beard?
chin. Yeah, on the chin instead. I had done D&D in middle school and high school, but it wasn't a thing I led with, certainly.
Yeah.
Some of the
How
old-
times have changed.
Boy, the old heads. Remember, the culture of the team at the time was very much not nerds are cool and everybody likes nerds.
Yeah.
And so slowly over time was like, Zach, you know, we slowly like made this connection of like, oh, you know about what a D20 is? Do you know what a saving throw is? Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Thaco?
And then-
No, not so much.
Thaco? No? Oh, well, okay.
no one knows.
Doubtless.
No one knows Thaco.
And it was something where it was like, why don't you come over and we'll just like do a little thing. I was like, okay, yeah, great, whatever. Finally, someone to like play and do this. And you guys have seen it, the tackle box.
Yeah.
And he brought out this tackle box.
Oh, yeah.
That's full, like top to bottom,
Yeah.
every slot full of miniatures.
Yeah.
And I was
Of
like,
all sorts.
I was like, boy,
I remember that he brought that to one of our first
my God.
home games,
Yeah.
and it was like he was like, and there's this from
I
another.
felt so
thing.
outclassed.
And I was like,
oh, look, there's a tiger now.
whoa.
We're like, what? It's so cool.
Oh my gosh, it was It was a lot. Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah, and all the books and all the materials. I mean, he truly loved
But
it.
what I think it was a little bit of a power play because then we found out like he had never DM'd before this.
Yeah.
Or maybe once or twice, but it wasn't. I mean, like
I didn't know that.
Not at this level, certainly.
Not at this
I think he used.
I don't believe you.
He took
That's so crazy.
so naturally
Yeah.
to
Oh
it.
yeah.
I was like, oh, you've
believe
been
that
doing this
he.
for a while.
I believe that
Episode
he
1 was his
used.
first episode of playing D&D.
No, that's definitely not true.
I think DMing an ongoing campaign.
Yeah, because I think
Like,
he used to do one shots for like with some of his patients and stuff as like a
Yes.
therapy tool, as I
Yes.
understand it. That's kind of where a lot of our discussions early on came out of was
Yes.
how he did that. I'm sure that's where that tackle box came from.
Yes.
Because we would use it with kids, and you know you need that kind of like tactile,
Yeah.
fun thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had our little text-based D&D
Oh,
chain
yeah.
that then,
Right.
kind
Yeah.
of
Our gateway.
juggernauted into all of this.
We
It
had a
was
couple.
interesting. We had one or two like home sessions of just hey we're all pretty funny, let's all play D&D, and I forget who brought it up, if it was you or if it was Zach or me or you or I don't know.
I remember we did a handful at your house. We did a couple at my house.
Yeah, and there was a few other people that weren't here, and then some people kind of went away or didn't stick around, and it was like okay, and then I was kind of at the same time playing with Weston, who
Yeah.
listeners will remember from the first two seasons.
It was Coach.
He was my first DM because I had started playing with him around 2016 or so. And once I was hooked, I was in it. I was like, why did I wait so long in life to start playing this? And then I think that's when I started talking with you, like, I'm
Yeah.
doing this thing, and you're like, yeah, we should all play together. So we did, and it all kind of aligned. But then the scheduling, as many people know, was
You mean it's hard to schedule a group of grown adults to
So, yeah,
find
so at the time
extended
we-
amounts of time together?
Yeah, at the time we switched to a text-based campaign because we were like, hey, we can keep this going and
in Messenger.
in Messenger, in Facebook Messenger of
Yeah.
all things.
I shirked so much corporate work to play that game. Like, some of you were actually doing your jobs during the day. I was just sitting there waiting for the next person to go.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. I mean, I highly recommend it. It's kind of a,
It's really fun, honestly.
It was
Yeah.
a fun little side quest.
and we did a campaign. It was Zach's Western Cobalt's Ridge, right?
Yeah.
And
It was
so
a great theme and a great idea.
Shadow.
We should all go through our messengers and find them.
Gosh,
Well, I know that we had.
Carlos wasn't there for that.
Oh
but it
no,
was-
I definitely was not there for that.
Well, and I think that text-based campaign is where like Celius was originally.
That
He wasn't in Cobalt
he was in the
Ridge.
next one, the
he was
one
in the
that I
next one.
did,
Oh,
yeah.
but that was all still through the text thing.
Right.
And we had.
and that was my first time
yeah.
DMing through
Really?
texting.
and yeah,
Very
'cause
good. Very good.
at least two people out of those text chains made it into the podcast. Cobbles.
Yep.
And Celius.
Oh,
Cobble's got-
no, Jarek and Sarsa were in that.
Yeah.
Were you guys? Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
Yeah.
That was so long ago.
Jarek and Sarsa were in that.
Sarsa, yeah, she was from that second one.
Wow. I don't think I connected with Sarsa until I heard the voice, and then I was like, okay, now this character exists.
Yeah. Yeah. The alcoholism was there from the start.
Core character.
True,
factor.
true, true.
Yeah, but it took them a season, right? They didn't come back right away. They came back later.
Yeah. But like as soon as we started playing those home games and the text game, I feel like we were dialed in, and we were like, this is a thing that we're all really enjoying doing, and it's bringing us happiness. And I don't know whose idea it was to make a podcast out of it.
I feel like Daily,
I
you
think
were
I-
kind of
It
a
was either you,
champion
Zach,
for
or
it.
Jeff. Those are my guesses.
I think we had talked about it as like, do you want to do this like as a thing? Because I had
Is
started
this
doing
possible?
because
Yeah.
I had done podcasting before, in for other formats and whatnot. And I was like, well, I have all this equipment, and then you have equipment, and then
Yeah.
we were like, well, we could do this. And I talked to Weston because he's an audio, musician and engineer and everything. And then we talked with you,
I don't know
with
how
Jen.
I got to write the coattails on all of this because all I contribute to is being the token female in the room 90% of the time.
Well, I think we talked with you and we're like, hey, we're thinking about doing a, because you were part of the tech
Yeah.
chain and everything. So,
Oh,
but
yeah.
when we mentioned podcast, you threw out, I have access to a studio,
I'm
and
the Nepo baby.
well,
Yeah.
so Jen's dad has
Jen,
an
Jen,
amazing
Jen.
recording studio, and so we were like, well, sure, let's try it out. So with Weston's setup and Jen's location, and like we kind of all threw it together. Weston actually DM'd the first test episode.
I remember that one.
I think it was, we didn't even record it.
I
Remember?
think we recorded it but didn't release it because I think it was like test out
We
what it
real-
would be like to
we
do
wanted
that.
to test it, and he brought his 27-inch iMac, and it was
Yeah.
way too much of like a production.
He brought
of-
that with him. I didn't.
He
Realize
brought that with him, and I was like, we got to scale this back a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it was like a test thing, and then the next time we did the how to D&D stuff, it was like that's when.
And you guys brought JTB in for that, I think.
Jessica came in for that, who was later would show up in season 1 as Lyra. But I don't think, was she Lyra in that How To episode? I think she was a different character.
I thought she was. It's been forever.
I think she played. I think she played. a
I'm
different-
pretty sure that was
Yeah,
what
I
it
think
like.
it's a consistent. I
Oh,
think
was
she's
that?
played the consistent character.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she changes face.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't have notes from
Yeah.
back that far. I can't tell you.
So, yeah, not to go too far off topic, but yeah, so that's kind of how it all came to be. And Zach, had always talked about using it as a therapy tool, and who knows, maybe he was doing therapy with all of us in some way. Like,
It didn't work.
I'm not
Why are
paying
we-
for it.
I
Yeah.
don't feel.
I can't afford it.
yeah, my insurance did not cover this.
In this economy, when the pandemic hit, I felt like D&D was, and yes, you guys particularly, but just like that was kind of, I feel like, such a life vest
Yeah.
for me
Oh,
during
yeah.
that. I'm
It-
sure
it
lots
was
of
a,
people.
when are we gonna
kinda-
play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's the most
Online.
consistent socializing I was
Yeah.
doing for about 6 months, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
it was so huge, and yeah, became this kind of like sanctuary for sure of just like, I may not be able to actually go out of the house, but I can go do these things, you know.
And I think you said at one point you were playing like 3 or 4 campaigns. Or
I
something.
was a
You were
little bit
playing
of a
lot.
D&D strumpet for a moment.
Well, and Zach and Carlos and I all left the theater at around the same time in like the middle of the that first year of the
2020,
pandemic,
yeah.
and then this was like my only socialization, and like you guys have been at this point now like my longest ongoing continual group of people that I see regularly. I have other people I've known for a long time, but I don't get together regularly. This
Yeah.
has kept that going, and
Yeah,
it's been amazing.
Yeah.
agreed. So let's talk about maybe some favorite moments in the show. People that have listened to the show might remember some of their favorite moments of Zach's characters or Zach DMing, some NPCs he's played. Of course, his main characters that he played as a player, Jarek Dark Harbor, who constantly announces full name.
Yeah.
And in season 5, he played Igneous, who was the sort of fire monk.
Which I guess technically he played that in season 1 too, because he was the DM, and that's where the fire monks came from, right?
Right, but we didn't meet him until later. But and Igneous was a fun character, and then just lots and lots of NPCs through season 1,
Oh,
season
so
3, season 6.
Sindel and family, all
Yeah,
of those.
Yeah.
Sora, Sindel,
Kevin.
Gavin.
Kevin.
Cavan. Yeah, the McIntyre family.
Yep.
Ah, there you go.
The orcs,
Oh.
That was such fun.
the lords, Lord Metre and Lord Charcandrus, and well, I mean, and who is essentially the big bad of the entire campaign, Lady Aranye, who was very
Yes.
like very Meryl Streep Devil Wears Prada kind of vibe, and such a great character that I think when we started talking about you and Zach and Jeff and myself, when we started talking about like, kind of in a DM summit, we were like, we were driving to Arizona, and we were like,
Yeah.
this is, I think Lady Urania is kind of the big bad of this, right? Like,
Yeah.
like she's kind of, maybe what if she's orchestrating the whole thing? Like we talked about a couple of different ideas, but that was pre-season 5 when we were like laying some ideas of.
Yeah.
I had some ideas, you had some ideas, he had some ideas, and
Yeah.
All right, because that's where we ran into like the spider thing on the floor,
Yeah.
and yeah,
we started.
that's where
laying-
that really kind of came out.
There was some couple of little clues that we were like maybe, and then
It's a callback to the
and it was
earlier.
fun. So yeah, I mean he introduced, the Feywild connection, and I think early on in a campaign when you have little things like that stick and that are very memorable, and it's fun to.
He let us tangent for like 15 minutes
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to scale a fence.
That is still one of my
my
favorite. I every once in a while I wasn't in that. I wasn't in the room when you guys recorded it. My first experience with that was listening to it as a listener, and it still cracks me up, and I'll go back and listen to it sometimes.
Let's listen to that a little.
That's
section
like
of
episode 1.
episode
Yeah.
one.
Episode 1.
By the way,
I think Zach was exceptional in his ability to allow the tangents to just kind of organically
Yeah.
transpire and like not be too ruffled by it and instead like celebrate. Like, Jeff, I love you so much, but the amount of like
random things.
shenaniganery
Yeah.
that you would introduce,
From
and then it was
moi?
like, yes. Then it was like, okay, well that's now lore, and yeah, and just
I mean, he gave him portal rings. That's gonna.
Look.
I want to say I looked it up. Jess did play Lyra in the how-to episodes.
Great.
So
yeah. Lyra?
Lyra, I don't know, Lyra.
Lyra, because she's always lying.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
That's how I remember.
And she was
I
a
get it.
warlock.
Here we go.
French
I'm gonna play
class.
this little
Yeah.
section of this.
Yeah, so you can wrap around outside to the tracks, and you're able to, with your original survival roll, truck that to a point in the gate where you sort of poke at the gate a little bit, not the gate, but the fence, and there's like a loose slat that it looks like maybe she went through.
There's a slat that's loose. That's big enough for a child, probably. Maybe something else if it's small.
You are rather small, Gravely.
Well, I can fit through it. I mean, can I fit through it?
Yeah, Gravely could see smaller, probably could, and a child could, but a bigger person or creature probably wouldn't have fit through it.
Can I?
It's also the kind of thing that seems like the local kids probably know about.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Tom Sawyer kind of back row.
mhm. In fact, they might be a little bit responsible for potentially like loosening it at points so they could sneak out at times.
Gravely
Kind of
voice.
sniffs the fence. She was here, and she went through like this, leg first, and he kind of like steps through, and yes, he turned her body like this, and then went forward. Yep. Follow me.
I'd like to do a really ridiculously complicated, like, acrobatic. God, is that what it's like to play with me?
Flourishes.
Okay.
Roll acrobatics.
and
So
then
it's not like a.
yeah, and then coach.
It's a
you know,
significant fence
tried
for like
to
defense, so it's
jump
probably at
over
least
it,
like
and
8
he said,
feet tall.
oh, you said
Yeah,
give
but
me a
I
boost.
believe in me.
Roll for it.
Tried to throw.
That's a
Well,
10.
let's just play that. Let's play that.
Little dwarf tossing, no big
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
I love how,
Toss
you know,
me.
Coach, give me a boost.
All right.
Now we're talking.
I mean, there's also like a gate elsewhere in the town.
I want a boost.
I feel like the legacy of the
All
fact
right,
that
we don't go through gates.
wasted all this time on
Coach
this
is going
the
to
first time,
interlock his fingers
and now we're
put them under your
re-listening
boot, your
to
black
it
boots,
again.
I'm sure.
I got a rope.
And it's going to
throw
go.
the rope over. It's heavy.
I'll lift you up
pull
over the
it.
fence.
All right, roll
We're
athletics.
pulling. I'm just looking at the transcript. Like, just Maya is looking at Coach climb over the fence and liking that, and just like
Any
this is all-
opportunity
Look at
to
those
objectify a
calves.
fellow player, I'm
Oh my
there.
gosh, yeah, it's like 5 minutes climbing over a fence.
It's so funny. It has been a little while since I re-listened to that. I've been regularly GMing a Daggerheart campaign for a bunch of my like engineer friends, which is very different than doing so for improvisers. But they have the same tendency to just like rat hole on some random issue, and I didn't realize like the person I think I'm emulating when I'm doing that is Zach very much. It's
Yeah.
like, sure, yeah,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
8 feet tall.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
love that.
Yeah, it's fun.
I was not around for season 1. No one told me I was allowed to change my character's accent because I would have changed Tiburon's accent a long time ago, Chris.
Oh, it just has to happen
That
accidentally.
was
over time.
Gravely? What?
Yeah, that was Gravely. Gravely started off a little bit like Cockney British, and then he kind of switched into.
By the time I
kind
came in, it's pretty
was
much
like-
the voice you've had.
Hello.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah, 'cause
slight,
you-
it's kind of a slight, you know.
You came in season 3, I think, Carlos?
I did, and I
Yeah.
actually came in invited by Zach. He asked me to join. I was aware that it was happening because I think I talked to Chris or other people. We were still at the theater during rehearsals or shows or whatever. I knew there were mentions of the podcast starting to be recorded, which was cool, which was awesome. No one invited me, but I'm fine with that. I can live with that.
I don't think we realized that you were that big of a nerd at the time.
No. What happened is I was part of the original house campaign ones, and then I kept not showing up. So I don't blame them for not inviting me because clearly I
you
was
were,
very
that's right.
inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you were.
earlier on, and but then Zach extended an invite. Y'all were just about to. Well, you had already started season 3. but you
Weston
were-
left.
Yes.
Or no, he
was
was
still on
around.
board.
He was
Yeah,
around.
He was
for
around.
season 3.
Yeah. No, I stepped back for the early
You
part of
stepped
season
back,
3.
and I think you stepped back a little bit, right?
I think
Yeah,
you were the
it was
town
in
or
and
something,
out.
weren't you?
In Giaca, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he invited me to be a part of. You'll just be a pirate. You'll be a part of their crew or whatever. And I'm like, great. Here's a character I thought about for 5 seconds. Yep. How about that? And then it turned to me being there for the entirety of the season, which I did not expect. I thought I was maybe going to be in for like 3 or 4 sessions. Then that got extended to like, hey, you just want to stick around? Like, just stick around.
That's how we get you.
Yeah, and then it became
Now
a
you're
like
in.
now.
And
how
how
about
many
you
years ago was
really
that,
stick
Los?
around? Well, the funniest part about that is that it started when we were still seeing each other in person in January of 2020. The perfect time to start an in-person
time.
D&D commitment.
Yeah.
Right.
So we did 2 or 3 sessions, and then things got weird, and then everything went online from that point forward. But because I came into the middle of the story, and I came in as a new person in the dynamic or whatever, I just kept thinking as we did more and more online sessions of like, okay, and this will be the session where they go like, now we're kicking Carlos out because this isn't working.
Let's kill
anymore.
Tipper.
Oh, never, man.
It's been 6 years.
Yeah, so I'm still waiting. Just let me know when you're ready, and
Actually,
I'll
Carlos,
step
I've
away.
been meaning to talk to you.
That's actually why we've all
one.
gathered here.
Jen's
the one.
HR.
I am the last
Yeah.
person that should be HR.
Yeah, but I came in the middle of season 3. One moment that stands out for me because I'd never been in a campaign that Zach had DM'd, and I wasn't at all familiar with the previous storyline because I've never listened to a single episode of this show. No, I just haven't listened to any of the stuff before I showed up because I love my voice.
Well, also, that keeps you more honest in game.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure,
Deliberate choice
that's
for
what's
storytelling
happening.
reasons.
I got you,
Yeah,
buddy.
that's right. And so everything was kind of going to be surprising for me because there were pre-existing dynamics, and also because the story was already kind of ongoing. But the first couple of sessions were a kind of like contained sort of adventure, and then we all got on a boat, and then Zach just killed Maya. And I
yeah.
just remember
Just like,
thinking in that session, like, oh, this is a very different game than I thought this was going to be.
Yeah.
And obviously, how things turned out with Maya were much different than he just killed your character and made you roll a new character or something, right? But in that moment, I thought, like, Oh, this is Game of Thrones. It's
Yeah.
just anybody could get taken
That
out.
was an interesting night.
Yep.
It
I did
was.
not know that was going to happen.
And I remember the role playing got very, like, Weston was very committed to
Oh,
the
yeah, he
character
was.
choices that he was making in that moment. And it just felt very, like, we were very present for the surprise of it, even if ultimately it got weaved into a larger narrative in some way. But in that moment, we were all just like, what happened here?
Yeah.
What's going to happen next? Which was a very exciting
Which is
feeling.
how it should feel, right?
Yeah.
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 I will say though, like, and Zach obviously, but like all of our DMs, like I always trust you guys with my heart of like, that things will be okay, and if there is sacrifice, that it's in service to a meaningful story moment or something
Yeah.
like that. So even though that I remember that night, it was just like, what just happened? It was still like just the undercurrent. I think that's just like that feeling that like, hey, it's gonna be okay. There's a path forward, and like I think that's a testament to just the level of trust at our table and who Zach was,
Yeah, now I would say my expectation in that moment, because I said Game of Thrones, but really more what I was thinking about, sort of like how you're talking about it, Jen. The point of view of this adventure, of this sort of shared narrative that we all put together, is never nihilistic. It's never really about the worst of us. It's about, in some ways, like
Yeah.
the best of us.
Yeah.
But it kind of... Maybe the thing that it most like fell in line with is something like the movie Serenity, which was like Firefly's sequel movie or whatever, which has a very famous
Maya-
sort of death that happens there that's very emotional and intense.
Maya was a leaf on the wind. I didn't know.
But is very motivating to the characters, and that sort of like the unexpectedness of that moment wasn't coming from a place of like, haha, life's cruel and screw you guys. It was more coming from a moment of like, what does that really mean for you now? You people who were close to this person. What's the fallout?
Yeah.
What do you do going forward, and how do those choices honor that person or, reflect who your character's relationship with that person was?
Meanwhile, Maya's in the spirit realm or something, talking to
Right,
a giant
yeah, we didn't
squirrel.
know
I
that.
think.
She's fine.
I mean, I think
But I love that we
literally
didn't know
holding
that.
in retrospect, Zach had a plan. He knew I don't know if he had talked to you. I don't think he talked to you
He
about it.
did not.
But then I remember talking with Weston afterwards, and I was like we were both kind of like, is he allowed to do that? Like we didn't even have like a chance to
do
defend. Like how can
I don't think you rolled.
no, he was just
No.
like,
No,
and
it
you
was
take
very
70 damage
It
in your
was
deck.
very
Like,
active God. Like I
Yeah.
was.
It was just like, what? That's not fair. Like I was mad. I was kind of like, I was upset, and I talked with Zach, and I was like, hey, I don't like how that went down. Like we didn't even get to do anything. And it was very like meh, player, and he's like, just trust me, it's fine. Like and we're like, okay, but yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. Like I'd say a little bit on both sides, right? If you're gonna do something like that, you have to have that trust. And
Yes.
I think if we didn't trust Zach, it would have gone poorly. But
That's how
we
you end
trusted,
the campaign.
right? Well, we trusted him
Yeah.
that like he wouldn't just do that without a reason,
Right.
and he wasn't trying to get you off
No.
the show or anything. Like there was a reason that happened, and and he kind of had an idea, not a specific idea, but he had an idea of like, okay, well, I need to make this bigger and evolve your character, like you said, Carlos, like maybe bring the rest of us together, because we were having, the characters were having trust issues with Soot kind of being a chaotic evil character, and
Right.
and yeah, there was a lot of interesting twists that season, in season 3, of like, I don't know if like, what are we doing, and then but it kind of came together.
I think one thing from being a DM and then being DMing under somebody and rotating that is that you learn from being DM too about how you DM, and like having that circle. I think, learning so much from Zach about building story from a character growth perspective, and I think that comes so much. Zach is such a force for like nexusing things, and everything that he did, he believed so much in improv and therapy and in D&D, and that like the podcast was such an expression of all three of those things.
Yeah.
And like bringing that together in the stories that he wanted to tell and like the story arcs that he kind of put into play. You know, I don't think he designed level, or he didn't design things around like challenge rating or this cool effect, which, you know, I think he does also think of that too, but like that Maya moment, the relationship between Jarek and Sarsa building forward, you know, those big story moments that happen, and then also his willingness to just like try completely new things and to be really like courageous in doing that, like bringing me in to be the townspeople, playing a non-binary NPC character, like Drop-Off and Honey Mist.
Yeah.
And like just wanting to really make the spaces that like we make up and inhabit be just be really interesting and bold and creative. So I've learned, you know, that's something that I think, I mean, I've learned so much from that experience.
The other thing I think on that subject is how supportive he was. Like, I mean, like we've all DM'd at least an episode or two, right? Like we've done one shots. How supportive he was when we were DMing. 'Cause I get real in my head about that kind of thing. I don't know if you've noticed how complicated my one shots tend to be. I'm just like, ooh, and this, and this, and this. And I just like cram everything in. But he was always really cool about like working with me on that, and like had some good feedback afterwards. I appreciated it.
So one of my favorite moments was in season 1, and it was only like the 3rd episode when our characters had gotten to the Feywild. Gravely, they started fighting a bunch of werewolves. Gravely got bit by a werewolf, and the one werewolf came up, and this is I'm just gonna play it because it's a great moment of improv, and just kind of it was one of my favorite moments playing against Zach.
I want to welcome you to our brotherhood, New Lycan.
We want to find him, and we're looking for something. Maybe we can strike a deal.
Oh, perhaps we can strike a deal now that you are bound to me.
Yes, what's your name?
I did not previously come up with it. Say my name is...
Maybe we can strike a deal.
Oh, perhaps we can strike a deal now that you are bound to me.
Yes, what's your name? Something cool.
I did not previously come up with a name for this creature. We'll say my name is Claus.
So I love that just because it's a classic improv moment of like cool. Just like what I didn't think of
I just love your brother.
I love that he did it in voice.
David Claus, just like
Think
David
of
Claus.
one name.
Yeah.
Think of one thing. One
It
name.
wasn't just Claus, it was David
David
Claus.
Claus, yeah.
David Claus.
I'll tell you what, I don't remember character names. I remember that character's name.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't remember some of my character names.
With the Jarek Sarsa, it was so funny because like with that whole dynamic, like we were just having fun, like bantering, and like it was kind of like, okay, like we're playing these characters that obviously like have this connection, and like I typically like would not seek out like in party like a romantic connection, but it was like such a slow burn, so it was like okay, and like but we had, you know, not to like
Will they, won't they?
yeah, but like, and it was, we had some like side conversations because like, you know, obviously like both people who are, you know, very much in like happily married, and like that was just a thing that was happening at a table. And so like we had like these side conversations of like, hey, are you comfortable with all of this? And like, you know, just making sure like that it was all above board, and like, and like, so that was just, again, there are not a lot of people that would be comfortable probably, you know, doing something like that with. And then when it was like we were going into this most recent season, and I, you know, having my daughter now and going through that, I just had this wild hair, and we'd gone through Sarsa being a werewolf, and it was like, what else can I do to this woman? And I was like, what's the most crazy thing that I've ever done? What about being a mom? Like, what would turn this character on their head? And it was like, I remember like literally grappling with that of like, is this too much to ask of another player to be like, let me pull you into, you know, that? Because it's not a common thing at the D&D table, to my knowledge, to have a player character be pregnant because you're doing all these high risk things. People
during a campaign.
during a campaign, yeah. It's like,
maybe
it's something that
after
you're like,
it's
oh,
a-
and at the end of the
in
season,
the epilogue,
yeah, in the epilogue. But to be like, no, I want to be fighting monsters, you know, while I'm, you know, 4
which
months
I think is
along. And
amazing.
Yes.
Just shout out to you for doing that, and you know.
it was just, but it was something where I reached out to him and I, you know, just kind of laid it out and I was like, hey, like this is this thing, and I think it would be really fun for these two characters, you know, just to play out, but also like it was important to me that like it was something that we were both like enthusiastic about and excited about, and like
Spoilers for season 7.
yeah, whatever. But like, you know, his reaction was so positive, and I can just imagine Jarek, you know, being like the fretting, you know, doting
Yeah,
dad,
of
and
course,
and like his just level of buy-in was just so fun, and what a gift to get to play alongside somebody like that, and then obviously we came to you, Chris, because I was like, I'm not going to piss off the DM with some stuff like this, you know, like, believe it or not, I don't.
Surprise, sucker.
I don't always try to piss off the
No,
DM.
no.
I just do it naturally a lot of the times. But in
Yeah.
this instance, I was like, let me just make sure everybody is like comfortable with this, because it could be a sensitive, you know, topic or whatever.
Yep.
And yeah, so but it was a fun thing to play, and like, you know, I'm sure. As you guys maybe even listen to season 7, you know, we kind of peppered in a lot of little nods to the fact that was going on in the background, and it's a weird thing to think about, but I like the idea that those two characters got to have like a little piece of happiness.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they only
And-
get happy
and-
endings in my book.
Yeah, and it still will be, for sure.
Just to kind of like dovetail into what you were talking about before jumping over to that, one of my favorite Zach moments is actually at the end of season 6 when he, piloting the Crescent Squall 3, apparently, bursts through a wall and jumps off to save everyone. You're like, no, it's okay, calm down. But looking through it a little bit more, I realized that one of the things I really love about that is that's when you guys really have your reunion, and he has the quote, "I've always loved you, and I'll always love you, Sarsa, forever."
I gotta find it now.
It's
Hold
it's the finale, real close to the end.
Okay. Hold on.
It's rare that I write down actual quotes in my notes, but I wrote that one down because I just loved it so much.
Lycanthropy, her whole werewolf arc was really just like, and that was something that because he was DMing that season,
Facing
like
Fears.
we really talked through.
I don't know the name of the episode. It was recording 36 of season 6. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 6.
But
Sorry,
yeah,
continue.
we had talked above table a lot about that, like being like she's got to come to terms with that is it's not the boat, it's the person that is, you know.
And that's the same episode where Riggs, I think his name was. Yeah, Riggs has the knife to your throat that will like take away the thing you love the most, which is
Okay.
would have
hold
been
on.
him.
Yeah. Jarek, I'm only going to say this once, all right? So, but I'm sorry.
And for what?
Because you know this it's not easy for me to talk about my feelings and
No.
things like that, and you know I got real scared, all right, and I ran away, but I wasn't trying to hurt you, and I wasn't trying to leave you alone, all right. It was just to keep you safe, because you know I've known a lot of people and I've been a lot of places, and at the end of the day, you're just the one thing that feels like a home, and I love you. Squeeze. You guys. And she immediately starts chugging from her jug of whiskey.
He takes that out of your hand and sets it down and wraps his arms around you and just gives you the biggest hug,
I love
and embrace.
Because like
and
the vibes were there with you
hold
guys, but
you.
it was always
Yeah.
kind of like
It's
that
a
will they
hug,
won't they
it's an
thing was how I
embrace,
always
and
felt
his
about it
mouth
when that
is
all
right
came
by
together.
your
And I don't
ear,
like
and he
look,
says,
in media. I
I've
generally am
always
like,
loved you,
we don't need a
Sarsa, and I
romance in here.
always will.
Great, I'm that person. I'm like, we don't need that. I loved it. It made me
They
so
were
happy.
So many seasons. And, yeah, it was.
It
I
was
think it was more
earned.
playful at its
Yeah.
core, but it was nice to have them get a little happy
Yeah.
ending.
What you can't see from the live stream is fist pumping in the air and like, yes,
I literally-
it's happening, and me shouting in the office downstairs.
Mark
and being
was in
like,
our bedroom.
Yes, yay!
Mark was in our bedroom next
Story
to
satisfaction
next to the office, and like as soon as we finished recording, I like ran into the room and I was like, Jarek and Sarsa kissed, they're in love. And he was like cheering along with me, so it was like he
Well, I
was
liked there was a lot of
fangirly.
there was a lot of subtle setting up about that relationship, you know, because I did some stuff with you with like your the fiance. Oh no, that wasn't Sarsa, but
that was
the
Deidre.
Cole Flintspire in season 2,
Yeah.
and even Jarek having a little like like whatever.
She
and
even kind of
so, like,
flirted with his dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit.
A
And-
little?
And so they had to.
I mean-
they had to have like a little
Daddy
bit of
Doc
like,
Hopper.
we're
Daddy
just
Doc
working friends, and then for them to come over.
I think literally
couldn't
their
just be-
first
get
episode together, I think Mesterman, I think it was Celius that was like, oh, they're like an old married couple. And I was like, okay, bet. we're doing
right, here we
that.
go.
Okay.
And
So then one of your favorites, and then one of my favorites as well was in season 2, which I DM'd, and
Love
there
this.
was a cooking competition that they fell into that was for the if they didn't win, they were going to get eaten by bugbears.
Oh, Bugbears.
And everybody. So I did it as a skill challenge where, like, I think you and Coach had to make appetizer, or
Yeah.
something like that, and so Jarek, Zach's character Jarek, had to make dessert, and so
And I think you had
this-
him do like a performance
You had
skill
to do
too,
a
which is
performance
and he's
check.
and he was like, of course I'll pass that.
yeah,
he's
yeah.
a bard.
Yeah, okay. Right. All right. And finally for our dessert. Third course.
Well, Chef Godron, in your just internal wisdom, really, it's an honor just to be here. Really appreciate it. I have prepared for you my very best creme brulee. And before you taste it, I'm going to cast Purify Food and Drink.
Okay, what does that do?
Well, at a minimum, technically what it does is make sure that it's not poisoned or diseased, which is good just in case. But I hope it adds a little kind of something extra
Kind of like a
pizzazzy.
triple filtered vodka.
So
like
fresh.
I mean, it
kinda-
blesses it.
Looks very clean.
Yes. Thank you very much.
So this is a clean brulee,
It undoes all the work of the blowtorch on the creme brulee.
It heals it.
No carcinogens.
I've never seen torch work that is so uniform.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. I was inspired by you, Chef.
Very good. All right, so he cracks the little sugar shell and eats a little bite of it. Go ahead and roll a performance check.
Oh no! Well, I rolled a 1. I have +5 to performance, so that's a technical 6.
So he takes a bite and, delicious. And he's like, I do love a good crim. And he kind of reaches in his mouth and he pulls out a rock.
That was the source of so many seasons worth of like.
How many times did we tease him about that?
That was episode 4.
Purify
and
would've
we
fixed
kept on mentioning it. It was a reoccurring.
I wish I had a counter for how
mess up that
many
crib.
times. There's no Joey brought up.
When I do the transcription of all of our episodes, I'll see if I can find all the
Yeah,
incidents.
find
of
out
it.
how many
Find
times
for
they gave him
creme
crap
brulee.
for his creme brulee.
So we don't have to play this part, but because it was just a funny. I mean, it was a funny exchange. But also in that season, so all of the characters, when you guys went to the cave with the Chewingas, and you got random like little boosts, like little like it was like a wild table magic kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so Zach Zach's piece of paper, he can cast speak with plants.
Oh, that's right.
So, and he was like,
Which he
looking for
used.
opportunity. So he used once when in the temple, the air skiff landed on a bunch of plants, and then all of you guys were like, "Oh no, you killed all the plants!" And that was really funny. And he was like, "I'm sorry. Can you tell me?" He was like, "Well, you just landed on Dave." But the funniest thing for me was when you guys went down into Darkwell Cavern and he saw some mushrooms,
Yep.
some bioluminescent mushrooms, and Jarek, are you talking to the spore plants?
Yeah.
Tell them I say hello.
Speak with plants with my last charm charges.
Hey, man.
Hey,
That is the proper spore voice for
Hey.
what's up?
Hey, we haven't seen anybody for a while. You want
Yeah.
to come over and you want to come over and take a whiff?
What's good? Not really. What's going on down here? Like,
I mean, you know, there's
what
a
happens
bunch-
down here?
Bunch of crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. Like what? Like,
Hey, you should come hang out with us. I mean, like, we can make you feel real good. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear what you're laying
Listen,
out.
man, I think you looked really stressed out, man. You just need to take a deep breath and breathe.
What's everybody else watching as I talk to them?
It's just Jarek is just leaning over this plant, this bubble plant with a, and he's just kind of looking at it, and you're saying what you're saying, and you just see this plant. They don't hear the plant.
Is he saying it in common? Like
He's
or
saying
can
it
we
in
understand
common.
Okay,
He's not speaking plant.
Yeah, no.
that's why I asked.
All right, plant. It sounds cool, but like, what else goes on down here? Like when things get crazy.
My
like,
name's
the
Glaive.
people down here, Glaive.
Glaive?
Yeah, because I got these little things that come out. You know, I got like 5 leaves.
Nice.
They just call me
Nice.
Glaive. What's
I
up,
feel that.
man?
Yeah.
How's it going? Listen,
Still
I
a
can make it
family-friendly
worth your
podcast,
while.
right?
I
What-
just
what-
love.
I like how we just talked about, like,
What
yeah,
are
we're
you
so
into?
proud to be
I mean,
family
you know,
friendly,
I'm
and then
just
we
into,
play
like,
this scene.
We walked the line. It's like Shrek.
Come
That
on,
was
you
the
can
line.
carry
I
my-
know that,
you can
right?
carry
I-
my
what I
sport
loved
and
about
further
that-
up the tunnel, I'll be really
What I loved
grateful
about that,
for
and a lot of the wacky stuff that we do on the podcast, you kind of mentioned it earlier, is how well he would just ground that. So it like
Yeah.
his responses as Jarek were very like normal, I guess, for
Yeah.
lack of a better word, when you're talking to a bubble planted mushroom
right.
thing.
Yeah.
But it makes it
Jarek
work.
also was, you know, like I remember being the villain a few times, and Jarek was like, "Okay, well, just finish talking, and we're just gonna beat you up," you know. Or even
Yeah.
as Igneous was like, "So okay, yeah, oh yeah," and I was like, "I'm trying to have a moment," you know, like as a villain, and he's just like, "Okay, oh yeah, you really like he was really good at like egging you on,
Yeah.
as his characters, which was frustrating but also very funny.
But also fair because
It was very
you
fair
know,
because we're
disasters
frustrating,
too.
yeah, and everything like that.
one of the favorite episodes that I think I had with Zach was the with Big Bart the Big Bard, the like what's the movie that's cribbing? The Hangover.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
UDM.
that's right. Yeah,
And,
it was the like bachelor
the-
party.
yeah,
the
Dude,
bachelor
where's your
party.
sword?
Yeah, dude, where's
right?
your sword?
When you guys lost your memory and you were trying to remember, like,
Recap.
where is
And
everybody?
there were dryads.
Yeah.
And
And it
the
was-
dry.
That was season 2.
That was the end of
between-
season 2. Yeah, I'll
Anything I don't have notes on is just like a vague, fuzzy memory. If I have the notes,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah.
it was a pretty
Yeah, that was a
quintessential
very
one-off. Like I don't think it had any
silly-
bearing on the actual
I
campaign.
I
which is
remember, like, as soon as
just
you
how I
mentioned
like
it, I remembered it.
It was a great episode, and just being like with Zach, like it was Zach's character and,
Well,
and my
I
character
think
just like going.
He enjoyed getting to play
Yeah.
Jarek in that one, like
Yeah.
because he really just got to like. Yeah.
Just completely off the
enjoy
chain.
the
Yeah,
ride.
exactly.
That was his sweet spot. Was
That's great.
reacting to the insanity.
Here we go.
That was right. That was Jarek and Chaser and
And Big Bart the Big Bard.
that's right.
Massimo.
Or
Well, it was
Massimo
Massimo
Lionheart.
at that
That's right. It
Yeah,
was
that's
Massimo.
Massimo.
Right, because it was pre.
Yeah.
I loved the Jarek Massimo like rivalry.
Oh, the whole
kinda
like,
thing.
no, I'm better. No, I'm better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was
was
that
great.
was such a fun dynamic, two of them.
Yeah,
And
Jarek,
my
Jarek
sweet,
was
sweet
just.
husband just he was set decoration.
Yeah, Jarek was so
We love
insecure in that, and Zach played that so fun.
Oh, yeah.
So right there you see it opens up and you see this beautiful crystal blue water with a light layer of steam rising off of it. There's a small little waterfall with like a small little cave behind it. And then you can see beautiful women who you might recognize. Well, let's see. If you guys want to go ahead and roll a history check, we'll see if you can recognize what they are. But they are these women and you can hear them kind of laughing and splashing each other.
I rolled a 7.
18.
15.
Chaser has no idea what they are, but Jarek and Massimo, you recognize that these are probably dryads.
Hello.
And so, are you approaching to say hello?
Yeah. So I hop off of Bree and say like, you wanna? I can like dismiss you. You wanna take 5, or I can like dismiss Bree and have her like go to another plane. Bree, you wanna like? I can dismiss you so you can take a break, or
It's no problem for me. It's whatever you need.
so I'll unsummon Bree.
Okay. Mon Dieu, I will be back whenever you need me.
Okay. See you later.
Okay, so Bree disappears as Massimo keeping Cupcake around.
It's a live horse, right?
Yeah, but like, are you gonna like, are you staying on the horse? Are you gonna get down? What's the plan?
Chaser, hold my horse.
That's not really my job.
Hell.
I mean, we can just tie it up to a tree or.
Hello, dryads.
Oh my goodness. And one of them, she sees you and she stands up out of the water. Her hair is cascading down. And, she has long, beautiful blue hair and a very curvy frame. She's very lovely. And she says, I wasn't expecting to see you.
Hey, well, you missed you. And also,
I love that.
so here's the thing.
Good.
He's gonna have a good reason. He's gonna have a good excuse. Nope,
I
we're
want to
just-
re-listen to that whole episode.
You should.
I also like how we would say something like, "Oh, we want to try something," and he would say, "Roll," and not know what it was. Like as a DM, he was kind of like,
Roll
What do I do? Roll something." Yeah, he would say, "Roll something," and like roll a, I don't know, let's say a performance check. You know, like,
Yeah.
He was just kind of like whatever,
Yeah.
and I think that helped me because at first when I started DMing, I was very like, I gotta play by the rules, and I saw him doing this. Like he's literally just kind of whatever, and it helped me loosen up, just not thinking about what is the right mechanic to use here, and I think that's so important. Like once I got out of my own way of DMing, like what Zach was doing, it was a good lesson in DMing of just listen to the players, listen to the story. It doesn't really matter. It's just whatever's fun.
Yeah.
You know. And
Exactly. It's more fun that way.
Yeah,
Right.
it
And
is.
and it
It
leads to things that you didn't expect as the DM, which for me anyway is my favorite part.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that.
I mean, there is a balance that I think Zach sometimes, you know, he had a plan, but he didn't necessarily know what the end game was.
Yeah.
I'm very like end game backwards, and I wanted to lead towards something, but had to learn. You don't always have to have every beat played out.
Yeah.
And he helped me kind of figure that out too. So. Anything else that we want to share?
I have a question,
Yes.
actually. I think the answer is yes, but did Zach come up with the now go out and make life an adventure tagline that we have?
I'm pretty sure.
Because I went back and
I don't
listened
know.
to the first episode again, and since he DM'd, he also had that outro.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go back and listen to the how to play. I don't know if it came up there. But I love that line so
Maybe.
much.
Yeah.
It's been, like, since Zach passed, that's been kind of a mantra for me
Are
that I
you
keep in my
proposing
head.
matching tattoos?
I am not, but I would. If I was gonna get one, that's one I would
That'd be high up
actually
there.
consider doing.
All right, water bottle stickers it is then.
Done.
The
Yeah.
second most permanent thing you can have.
I actually made that as a T-shirt design. I'll look it up, but no, I don't know if he. I mean, I'm sure he did. I don't know for sure. Like to clarify it.
We should-
But
We should keep
I'm
his voice. We should
90%
clip out
sure.
his voice and use that at the end of all of our episodes. It's like
Yeah.
to honor Zach going forward. I think that'd be
Yeah.
cool. Instead of us saying it.
But he did come up with at the end of the first season. I think what really gelled it as this is a thing is he came up with the knights the ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And and we did the whole ceremony that first season for the three characters, Gravely, Maya, and because XX was not there, but
That was
Gravely,
Coach.
Maya, and
No.
Coach.
Yeah.
And I don't think Salius was part
No.
of it.
No, I got
you were
I got
kinda
knighted
new.
in like off screen in between seasons.
Like, yeah, I was, like,
'Cause
later.
I had only just shown
Yeah,
up
yeah.
before that big battle at the end. Like, oh, okay, I'll fight things.
Yeah, but he did that. He came up with that whole thing, and we were all just like, "Oh, this is cool!" Like it's Secret Society of Knights. Like, none of us knew that was coming. And
Yeah.
as soon as that happened, like my mind was like, "Cool! This could be a whole thing, and like we're all gonna be part of this thing." And like we didn't know that for the whole first season. It was like it was such a cool moment of opening up what it could be and kind of like story wise and stuff. So he definitely came up with that.
I didn't realize that you guys hadn't like planned that part out.
I don't think we did. I mean,
cool.
No,
it was very unexpected. He might have mentioned it as kind of like this might be a thing, but
Well, we
as
didn't-
far as how it happened, I had no idea.
We knew we hadn't talked about like specifically this idea of like shared universe and like everything Zach was gonna do was gonna be like this ongoing, like that we were gonna build on each other. I think we just knew Zach will DM for a while and then we'll trade.
Yeah.
And like that was the only premise that like started it. And then, just thinking back and then now in like the current season to be back in, see how expanded from that idea of secret organization to like
There's
where
multiple
it is,
secret organizations now.
multiple secret organizations, and then to having started the first like round of it, like to be back in Oakheart, Oakheart, and like to like bring it kind of full circle, just because we build out and expand all these other places, and we've built this whole world, and like coming back into it, it feels so like correct and right, and I think that's it's just the great starting point, right? Of like every journey starts with like picking a direction and then going and starting, and like
Journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
exactly. And so it's neat to be back now and then be reflecting on it now.
Yeah.
So to kind of wrap up this conversation, I think some of us initially were kind of wondering like, what does this mean for the show and for the podcast? And Zach, we mentioned, really loved the show. He loved being with us. It meant a lot to him. We talked about it, and we've all kind of agreed like we're definitely going to keep this going. We're still kind of figuring out some logistics of little, like what happens with certain characters and things like that. But we are going to keep the show going in some form, and probably keep the story going. And honor his characters and his ideas that he had that that we talked about. Obviously, it's a little tricky because he was going to DM part of this last season, and so the stuff and we actually recorded 2 episodes that we won't ever hear because they're on his computer. and so it's kind of just like a nice little like, those are for us.
Yeah.
Those last things that he did were for us, and I think I kind of like it that way.
Yeah.
It's just like that was just like us playing.
Yeah.
And
Well, that was what this started as.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's where the joy comes from, is when we all are playing together. And I think Zach recognized that as as such an important aspect of D&D that, see, now I'm going to cry, that I just think it's so important that we keep going on, and I'm really happy that we are.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. It might not happen immediately, but we will be posting some stuff. We just posted something today, as of this recording. We posted an episode from MysticCon from October. We still have the episode that we recorded at WonderCon, which was Zach's last performance and recording with us. And so he was, that was a fun show. He's definitely a little quieter in that one, but he's, he was there and it was fun. And so that was such a chaotic show, but very audience participation, very improv led. And so we'll still post that. And we have a couple more episodes of my arc of season 2. Or season 7, whatever season we're on. And then we'll keep it going, and we'll see what other adventures we have. But we'll definitely, Zach's always going to be part of this group, and we're going to honor him, and I think he'll make himself known and felt in different ways going forward. I still want to get my own tackle box at some point. I think. Jen, you should share. I would love for you to share when we had a meeting about a week after he passed at Matt's house, and I'd love for you to share the little gift that you brought and kind of.
Well, those that had the lovely opportunity to know Mr. One Zach Stones, he had one particular item of clothing that he would wear a lot.
A little quirky.
A lot of us got a lot of joy out of making fun of him for wearing.
Just a little teasing.
Light ribbing.
But I, at least me personally, I had never worn them. And so in honor of him, we, obviously we're all really hurt and just needed to kind of gather after Zach had passed. So to kind of bring a little levity, I bought everyone toe socks because that was what Zach was kind of known for. And I wore them at the table with all of you. What a joy. And they have not touched my feet since.
Yeah.
So, Zach.
Cannot tell you where they are.
When this episode when this episode goes up, let's post the picture that we took of just all our feet.
Oh, yeah, all the feet.
Could be the thumbnail.
I will say Mark is into his, so maybe I might have,
The ones you got were actually
we
really
all
comfortable.
put them on. We all stood in a circle and kind of honoring him. It was a weird sort of moment, but Zach wore toe socks, and we wore them during improv shows.
He got me wearing them.
He was, and I think, he obviously.
I will never forget those little toes wiggling in the green room.
Yep. And he knew it made us uncomfortable too, which is the best part.
He loved to find a way to kick those shoes off and show off those.
I'm gonna show you my toe socks.
Such a great guy.
Yeah.
So it just felt like a way to kind of, enjoy a happy memory, and so that was
uniquely him, uniquely nerdy, unapologetically unique, and just embracing the weird in a sophisticated manner that only Zach could do. So thanks everybody for listening. And go
out and make life an adventure.
So check all that out. Thank you for listening. Remember to spread the word, subscribe, rate, and review, and go out and make life an adventure. And go out and make life an adventure. And enjoy the rest of the episode. Now go out and make life an adventure. Remember, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and make life an adventure. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and make life an adventure. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and make life an adventure. And remember, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and make life an adventure. And remember, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and make life an adventure. And don't forget, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Happy New Year, and make life an adventure. Hello, Knights of the World Table, and thank you for listening. This is finally the finale episode of Season 6. It's been a long time coming, and I am thrilled to finally drop it for you. We've had this, the season been going on for a while. My life looks dramatically different than it did at the beginning of this season. We've had several family members pass away. We've had medical issues and all sorts of things, but through thick and thin, it's been always wonderful to be able to record with other Knights and tell stories that people enjoy and that we enjoy telling. So thank you truly from the bottom of my heart for listening, and we hope you enjoy the finale. Now, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and make life an adventure.